Hello, Gemini. I hope you have been well. We are going to look into your career, finances, and love. We're going to start with love first, actually. And we'll dive right into it. There's going to be a timestamp for you to fast forward to your career and finances if you want to move through the love reading. But for Gemini, we're going to do this love reading. So it can be for singles, or if you're in a relationship and you're looking for clarity. Your main energy is the Queen of Air, your challenge, Four of Air, and your outcome from the situation is Justice. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Earth. So love situation, I'm just going to make sure these are all right in the camera. The Queen of Earth, Taurus energy. You have Aquarius energy with the Queen of Air as well. I mean, with a love relationship, you may have one person. You may even, your other person could be an Earth sign. This is Taurus. Your outcome, Justice. Four of Swords is the challenge. I feel there could be a lot of, I mean, being an air sign, Gemini, there could be a lot of overthinking and analyzing this situation, if it is love or if it is to do with one other person who's in your life right now. There could be even being really clear with what you want and being very discerning, paying attention to details, paying attention, and maybe even I feel that if you have someone here or coming in, it's going to be a really great match and kind of balance out the intensity of air. Air being the logical, the mental, the analytical. You have someone here who's very grounded, very down to earth, and maybe that's also what you're calling in or what you're wanting. But I do feel that there is a relationship either around you or coming in with someone who is very grounded, someone who's very wise, they take their time, they're good with money, they're thoughtful, they're very nurturing. So there could be a really nice balance in a relationship, either again coming in or one that you're already in. But like I said, you're in this place of discernment and very, very clear with your words, clear with your direction, what you want, what's important, and being very attuned with information and details, etc. The Four of Air is your challenge. Now, this is coming in as, I feel, a restless energy. There's a little bit of maybe not wanting to take time with this and just let it sort of find its way. I feel that you could be very much in the mind, processing, not feeling restless. I feel it's more of a restless energy. Justice is your outcome, Libra energy there, where you're going to have balance restored within a particular matter. So I'm going to look deeper before I say too much with that one. Let's go under the Queen of Air for Gemini. You have Temperance, so that's nice. This is a time where I feel that you are taking time to find balance and flow. I mean, for some, you may even be more focused on your career. For some of you, you have a lot of new energy coming in though. So there's either a new cycle within an existing relationship, or there's a whole new relationship coming in altogether with the Ace of Fire there and the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. So you have, like I said, a lot of new energy, but you're finding balance and flow. You're taking your time with this, but then within the mind, there's restlessness. There's this sort of processing and thinking, and maybe it's hard to get extra rest. But I feel for some you have an opportunity maybe within your career that may be taking precedence over a relationship. But if that's not the case, then you have a relationship coming in. You could be manifesting it, or it is something you are working towards, building a solid foundation within a relationship. And there's a lot of new energy, like I said. Maybe for some, I don't know, I'm going to throw this out there. Maybe some you meet someone in your work situation. I'm just getting more of a presence of career over love right now for some of you out there. Let me know if that resonates or not. But if that's the case, I feel that you may be even kind of deliberating between career and love, the two pentacles, or maybe you have two options between two different relationship types. Like I said, you might have someone who's very earthy, very grounded, but there's a lot of passion coming in, right? So there's a lot of passion and a lot of desire for love, for intimacy, even a new relationship, but you're weighing this out. There's something, maybe even feeling, do I want this or do I want that? You know, you have the twins, right? The two, like you could be even within yourself, sort of deliberating over two scenarios, or work or love or something of that nature is coming in here, where you're trying to find the balance between the two, which I do feel justice at the end there as your outcome. You will find that balance or it's going to, I feel that you are finding balance with temperance here. You have Sagittarius energy, by the way. But your outcome is going to be, I feel, the knowing. I feel it's the knowing, the truth, the next level within a particular relationship, or maybe even something coming around karmically to set matters right, where maybe they kind of fell off a little bit. And let's look at the Four of Arrows, your challenge for Gemini. You have the Six of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and your guidance for love. The Queen of Pentacles coming back. One moment here. Okay, I just picked up this one fell on the ground, the Page of Cups with the Two of Water, Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, now your challenge, there's something like I said, there's something around lack of movement. You might even be getting frustrated with the lack of movement. You might even be waiting for something to come around, or maybe a relationship to turn around, or even a knowing of direction to take. So things may feel a little bit stagnant, and it's maybe difficult to move on from a situation of the past, or let go, or even switch gears in some kind of way. I'm kind of getting that. So there's this restless energy, and maybe even holding on to something of the past for some of you. But I do feel that there could be something even karmic, justice in the Wheel of Fortune, a learning lesson maybe, but it's kind of, I feel like, sometimes I don't like saying learning lessons from the universe, because we get tired of that, don't we? But I do feel that you're in a place right now of creating something new, not only creating something, but it's just happening naturally. I mean, you being in the Magician spot here is, yes, creating consciously. But I do feel that something naturally is falling into place here. Although within the mind, there may be holding on to a story of the past, or a way of being, or a relationship of the past, or hard to move on completely from something. And you may have a little bit of a restless spirit because of that. Your guidance is the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles is saying to ground into the you have the Queen of Earth at the bottom of the deck. Maybe this is a relationship. Maybe it's saying to apologize, or open your heart, or be vulnerable and expressive to someone here. And it could even change the course of a relationship. You do have the Two of Cups. So I do want to say that, yes, it is saying either nurture the growth of this relationship, or open your heart and be vulnerable. I feel it's going to be both regardless, but this could be your other person. And it could be saying to open your heart towards maybe love, or just being vulnerable, or kind of like creative in a way. Creative maybe is not the right word, but creative in a sense of, it's within the emotions. It's the way of connecting and resonating with another person, or even just being like curiosity, I would say, even curiosity, and sort of feeling into the potentials of a relationship, or maybe even healing a relationship for some of you. So giving this dynamic, or your next person dynamic, the nurturing that it needs, or maybe even also within self. It could be saying maybe nurturing within self. Now, justice is your outcome for Gemini with this situation. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to take that one because I feel it wanted to flip out. The Eight of Fire. 10 of Pentacles. Look at this. And your Seven of Swords. Interesting. Eight of Water. Well, this just changed. Like there's this huge opening. I feel that for some of you, you might be, it's almost as if you're moving on from an old relationship, or you're moving on from a pretty critical situation in your life that is going to change a current dynamic in a positive way. I feel that for some of you here, there could be a contract coming in for your career. Hard at work and relocation maybe, or communication, or this could be the person, coming in kind of like a bit of a bomb in a way, but a good, like a truth bomb, because justice is all about the truth. Justice is all about truth, balance, also setting things right in some kind of way. So maybe there's a conversation where all of a sudden two people are coming together in the right way. It also does represent karma and the law of cause and effect. So with Wheel of Fortune kind of stuck there, your outcome is that movement or that opening coming back, but it's to create balance and harmony. So some of you, I mean, it could be within career. Honestly, I'm kind of getting that vibe that there are two stories going on, that, everything is connected at the end of the day. But if it's not career, it's definitely going to be a relationship coming in where there could be travel, there could be overseas, over land, communication, and you could even be hard at work to make this work, to make it happen. So there could be like all of a sudden this dedication and focus towards this opportunity is going to lead you to the 10 of Earth, which represents family and home and security, stability. So there could be something coming together. But then you have the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, right? So there is in some way moving on from past hurts or slights or disorganization and chaos. And I do feel that you are on track for something greater with that 10 of Earth, and the 8 of Water is moving on from just what doesn't work anymore, right? But you're definitely you're moving on towards something greater for sure with this opening here. So I'm going to go into the career reading next. Okay, let's go into the career for Gemini. I just stopped the video so you don't have to watch me shuffle all the cards. But we're looking at career, your main energy, 10 of Air, your challenge. Ooh, I feel it's going to be this one. The 8 of Earth, and your outcome for Gemini with this situation is the Queen of Fire. Queen of Fire has been coming out a lot, actually. I almost want to say, I don't know if it's been every reading, but it's been a lot. And we just had, I know this is a timeless reading, but we just had the full moon in Leo. And the Queen of Fire does represent Leo. So, yeah, you could be, I feel, on your way to rising above situations in the way of detaching from the problems and negativity of others and being that kind of beam of light, and not letting things affect you, or, inspiring others and being very optimistic and kind of like also water off the duck's back kind of energy, not letting things really affect you or drag you down. It's just this very expressive and outwardly energy. And maybe you're working through fears, or you've worked through fears that have held you back in the past, and now it's your time to rise. This is a bit of the rise of the Phoenix archetype is your outcome. So you could be in that process of aligning with your authenticity, your light, your inner gifts and talents, and sharing them with the world. You have temptation at the bottom of the deck. I feel that for some of you, you may be falling back into some patterns, or maybe struggling with things like addiction or fear, or like this could even go into the subconscious, like patterns and toxic relationship, or even mindset. It could be mindset within self, the imbalance within self holding you back in some kind of way. But I feel that's this part of the process that you're in that's leading you to the Queen of Fire. So maybe you're working through restrictions, addiction, unhealthy, maybe even work, toxic environment, patterns, unconscious patterns, right? So it's like those aspects that we can find ourselves falling into that aren't really necessarily healthy, but we're used to. And I feel that you're breaking some of those habits and those cycles because of this being your outcome, which is really great. So the 10 of Air is your main energy. There's a lot of fear, and that could kick you back into that temptation card there, where if there's fear and there's this sort of like cycling out old, maybe even an old career path, or a toxic work environment, or even personal within self, fears and worries and doubts. I feel that temptation is going to be tied to that, because it can, again, like I said, kind of kick us back into past patterns, because you're cycling out this old, you're cycling out what doesn't work for you anymore, old, maybe even work situation, like I said, but even internalized could be even self-sabotage or imposter syndrome or fear of success and fear of the future, but it's all tied to something deeper that you're coming out of. Now you have the Eight of Earth as your as your challenge. And there could be this, like, because I feel this is a bit heavier message, and I hope this is okay. I say it as it is and what I feel needs to be said. So I don't really tippy toe over messages. I'll go right for the main message. So I hope that this isn't coming across negative, because it's not. It's all in how we choose to look at certain situations, because like I said, this is a really important phase that you're coming out of, and it may have been really difficult. I do feel there's a lot of weight there with career. I feel that a lot of uncertainty. You've been maybe even transitioning from like an old whole other career path into a new, but it's like your personal journey is tied with that, and usually it is. It's all connected. It's all connected at the end of the day, and because of this that you're going through, that's really important. And this is actually quite powerful, I want to say, because this is start taking precedence. I feel that the Eight of Earth, which is the focus, the dedication, the hard work, is becoming affected. So you may be finding yourself losing focus, or even on the flip side, wanting to work even harder and putting pressure on self, when I feel that this is what needs to be looked at, and giving it the time that it needs to change and to cycle out. If it is, like I said, an old career path, or if it's within self, or maybe toxic work relations. So you might either be hyper-focused and almost going into perfectionistic mode and working really hard, or vice versa, you may not have a drive at all for working. You might just be completely putting things off and finding it really difficult to focus on getting stuff done. Your Queen of Fire is your outcome, as I said. So I do feel this is a very transformative time in your career right now. Very transformative time. So let's go under the 10 of Air for Gemini. Oh my goodness. I just love how these cards come out. I'm sorry. I just get a kick out of it. So you have double 10 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles. Like I said, this is something very deep. This is a very, very, honestly, one of the deeper readings I've done yet to do with this. So just stay with me here. You have the 10 of Swords. Now, this is what's happening within your career. Not easy situation here. You have the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. You have double 10 of Swords, like I said. So it's confirming that, yes, you're going through, and this is something that it's going to be one of those situations where being in it sucks, but it's necessary. And it is going to create great change, as the Queen of Fire is here. I know what's going to come in for your outcome of this situation. This is temporary. Remember, this is temporary. It's a shift that's happening. You're allowing yourself to basically remove you from the past, or something's allowing you to remove yourself from the past, universe, however you want to call it, is shifting out something, right? In order for you to arrive in the Queen of Fire. I already know what's coming out for your outcome. It's going to be complete contrast from this, because this is what I feel that you're coming out of. The 5 of Pentacles is, it's loss, isolation, worry, even doubt on direction. So there could be, financial struggle, not certain of which direction to take. I feel that maybe you might even be feeling a little bit out of balance. The 5 of Wands, for some of you have definitely a toxic work environment around you. You have temptation twice. You have the Devil, temptation. This could be falling into patterns when dealing with other people. So it's going to be a few messages. I know it's general, so I'll leave a couple of messages. You could be triggered by other people in maybe dramatic situations, or even just, other people's drama, or other people's maybe even any energy vampire traits, or, toxic work environment, or just maybe even just needy people. I feel like there's a lot of energy conflict here that's kind of triggering past patterns, and maybe even a fear of getting stuck in this. It's like, oh my goodness, I have to deal with this. How long do I have to deal with this for? And then so you get stuck, and it's kind of like the Devil basically is a representation of us choosing how we want to deal with situations that are unhealthy and toxic, if it's the toxicity within ourselves or the limitations within ourselves or the ties to other people. But we always have a choice of how we want to deal with it and if we want to deal with it or not. This card is all about working with people and understanding their energy, where they're coming from, by listening and understanding, but not getting affected. Like that's kind of the key of this message here, the Five of Wands. It's, you know, you have a 5 there. It's all about perception in a way, but this is energy. And we do get affected by other people's energy. And I do feel that it is draining you. I feel that you could even be, like I said, triggered. There could be toxicity in here, but it's kind of like almost bringing up something within yourself where you may even feel very limited and stifled within this relationship dynamic, but like group environment, maybe, or career environment that you're in. But you have Chariot here coming as a result of this. So I feel that this is a cycle. It's very temporary, but I feel that it's allowing you to understand something deeper, and you're going to all of a sudden have Chariot ready. So this is where things are going to change. And I know the outcome is going to be completely different. So the Chariot here is, I am ready to overcome this. I am ready to deal with this. I am ready to face this head on. I am, you know, this feeling and certainty of understanding that this is not a repeat of anything from the past. This is temporary. I have control over this. I can manage it and overcome the challenges necessary. So it's kind of taking charge. So you go from this kind of like losing yourself in that situation to getting ready to make a change in this, right? And it is going to change you. This is a very powerful reading. This is going to change something within yourself. I feel for the better. You might even have the Strength card coming out. So it's going to allow you to even maybe heal yourself or do something a little bit differently, career-wise maybe, or a new perception. So the 8 of Earth, your challenge is the 6 of Swords. Again, that came up in your love reading as well. Your guidance, the 5 of Cups, and the Judgment. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Water. I like this card when it comes out for career, Scorpio energy, and I'll explain that in a moment. Your challenge is, what to do, where to go. It's difficult to let go of something. It's difficult to move on, and it's difficult not to give your mental capacity to the situation. It's like occupying space in your mind. So it's really hard to let go of some kind of situation here in your career. So it also is preventing you from seeing your future, your direction of where you want to go, or feeling certain about maybe moving into a new path. So it's kind of like this is really heavy energy, and it's pulling you from movement towards your future. You have the 5 of Water and Judgment as your guidance. Now, the 5 of Water is all about letting go. It's all about, you have 3 5s here. And the 5s, well, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Water, I always use as my perception cards of how we choose to see and perceive. And really the choice of how much energy we give to a certain situation, or how much energy we give to the emotions that are triggered from a certain situation. So we do have complete control over how much energy we give to something, or how much emotion we kind of find ourselves in. And this is saying to move on. It really is. It's saying to try not to give energy to this too much, and to work towards your own future. You have the Judgment as well coming in here as your guidance, and it is saying to create change, to create change of patterns or perceptions or ways in order to rise to another level, in order to align more with your future, and to prepare for another chapter. The Queen of Cups, as I mentioned, I love seeing this in career, Scorpio energy, is mostly to be attuned with people, like reading the room really well, listening to your intuition, and using your emotional senses, or your feelings, your senses, to guide you through situations that are difficult, not the mind. These require a deeper understanding of interpersonal relationships, of other people, using the heart to be compassionate and open, rather than maybe falling into some patterns or holding on to expectations. So the Queen of Fire as your outcome. Let's look at this, Gemini, career. Three of Swords, so forgiving and letting go. Here we go. The Page of Fire opening up. You have the Ace of Coins. See, I told you. And you have the Two of Pentacles with the Six of Cups. So there's going to be a big healing opportunity here, I feel, for you. The Queen of Fire, like I said, is a brilliant energy. You have the Three of Swords, which is forgiveness and letting go. It is quickly cutting ties to anything that has been hurtful or that has been negative or holding you back. With that, you set yourself free. So you get the Page of Fire. It is this new belief of yourself and your abilities and your future. So you get this understanding or this connection within yourself of, yes, okay, now I know my abilities. I can create all that I want to create. I am the sole creator of my destiny, and really feeling the opportunity with Queen of Fire and the Page of Fire is very powerful energy for creation, for aligning with yourself as being, aligning with the universe, being that universal creator of your reality. You also have the Page of Pentacles, right? So you have a new beginning here. You have a new opportunity that you are creating, that you are at the center of, and you have the release of old pain, of old wounds that are setting you free. You have the Two of Pentacles. So maybe you might have a couple options. You might all of a sudden be very busy. You might have a lot of responsibilities here all of a sudden, or maybe juggling between a couple things. And the Six of Cups is the healing a relationship. Now, it could be a business partner. It could even be love. I mean, it could be someone coming in or a family member, like kind of, I don't know, maybe it's interwoven in here somewhere, but the Six of Cups is healing that relationship and bringing it closer together. And it could even be within yourself. You have the two, child energy. So it could be the twins within yourself. You have the Queen of Pentacles, also Taurus energy there. So it's nurturing, becoming very grounded and very wise with your future steps, finances, where you want to invest your money, strategies, building wealth and security and stability through the process of fixed energy, nurturing in the present moment and investing into your future. All right there, Gemini, I am wishing you all the best during this time and beyond, and I will be seeing you again very soon. Take care.